What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are at Bodmin jail. Yeah, very excited. Thought I'd come here in the daytime, and again, out of season, place to myself. So we're in the basement, I'm the only one here. Apart from some wax figures. But we're gonna have a little walk round, get a feel for the place. And on another channel or another video, we'll come back and we'll do a overnighter on the ghost hunt here. So let's go and see what we can see. So the jail was actually built in 1778, and as you can probably hear and possibly see behind me, they've got a £30 million project going on at the moment to build a hotel and basically revamp the whole prison. And it does need it. I mean, the walls are very wet, but you know, even just walking around the bits that are open to the public, it's very eerie, cold, and it doesn't feel too touched, because I mean, you've got plants growing out the walls, and you know, it does feel very authentic still, which is quite cool. But yeah, it does feel really eerie. I can imagine doing one of the overnighters here. I can imagine it's just to feel the place is enough to make you see things. So. But yeah, I think all the banging doesn't help from the builders. But yeah, I mean, over the history of this place, 60 executions were held here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a little board here that tells you a bit about some of the executions that took place. So let's carry on walking. So this is an interesting one. This guy here, James Holman, he was executed here at the jail in 1854 for killing his wife. Killed her with an iron and then threw her face down upon a fire. So yeah, there's some pretty gruesome tales here to be told. But yeah, we're on like the first floor now, and we still go down to the basement, and then there's 3 more floors above us as well. But, yeah, really, although it's a different feel being in this part, which is the sort of the more touristy part. You know, it's yeah, I can't imagine it being too pleasant at night. There's some pretty pretty gruesome ones. Elizabeth Cummins killed her baby. I mean, obviously it did serve its purpose in its day. There was some pretty horrible people out there. Well, there still is, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, it is quite an eerie place. I think if you're going to bring your kids here, you've got to be quite mindful that some of these displays are a bit R-rated. They're not very suitable for kids. But I mean, they're not too in your face. They don't move or talk or anything. So I think as long as you're mindful and you can keep an eye on your kids and what they're seeing, then it should be a good day out. This is the basement. It's very, very eerie down here. Wow. Yeah, it's so much to, or such a story to tell. Yeah, crazy. Treadmill, hard labour device. It's pretty cool. Gallows. So you need sort of all day really to go through each and every one of these and explain a bit about them. And obviously the video would be hours long if I'd done that, so it's a bit of a whistle-stop tour really. And hopefully you get a feel for what the place is all about. So at least when you come, you've got a preconception of what to expect. and at least when you come yourself, you can spend as long as you like at each exhibit, and it's so eerie, it really is. But I think with most things, I think once you know the story behind a place, you've got that I don't know, that thing in your mind. You start thinking all sorts. What's this one? Mental. Wow. Right, let's go upstairs and see what else we can see. One criticism, it does feel too touristy. I like the boards, but it's the lighting, I think. That's the only thing that's really annoying me. So these are then and now, so this is how they used to be. And then that's now. I actually worked in a prison for a while. I'll tell you what, this lighting's playing havoc with the camera. I worked in prison for a while, and that's actually outdated. They've now got flat screen TVs and all the mod cons. Be interesting to know what done that to the CCTV camera. It's snapped off and it's facing down. '19th century, even kids were imprisoned in it. There's no information on this one, but there's a kid up the chimney there. See that? Coming back to here, where the lighting is just slightly off, that's what I want. There's all the scaffolding. So that's like all the cells and things out there. Let's go up again. Oh, these stairs are a bit steep. mean, don't get me wrong, I'm in a tourist place, so I've got to expect it to be a little bit touristy, but just wish it was a bit more dimly lit, if you know what I mean. Let's go up again and see what we can see. Right then guys, so that was Bodmin Jail, and all in all I had a really good time. The only criticisms I say I've got is in some places the lighting's just too bright, and it takes away from that, you know, 1778 jail feel. It just doesn't, it's cold, it's damp, and it's what you'd expect from an old building. But I think, you know, the human aspects, like the fire escape signs and the wet floor signs, and it just feels too touristy. And I get why the lighting's there, so you can read the history about the place and the plaques on each exhibit, and I get that. I just wish that for £10 they'd opened up a bit more of the old jail, so you could explore, you know, the real old, you know, the old jail. It's just, I mean, at the moment it's all scaffolding, and you can't go there because it's all being rebuilt and turned into a hotel and this, that, and the other. Even when you get to the fourth floor, you should be able to look out over the old cell blocks and things, the old wings, but you can't do that now because obviously all you can see out the windows is scaffolding, and I think that ruins it a bit. And I think while they're, you know, got all the scaffolding up and all the modern stuff, then they should probably reduce the entry fee slightly. I mean, admittedly they haven't put it up, but I think if you know, you're only getting half the experience now, I think they should, you know, possibly drop it down. But that's just my opinion, my thoughts. And I mean, the basement is by far the best bit for me because it is the most untouched. Right, you've still got the exhibits, you've still got the wax figures and the plaques and things, but down the back end of the basement, it's completely untouched near enough, and it's dark and it's spooky, and that's what I wanted to see and that's what I wanted to feel. And all in all, I did enjoy the visit, and it was nice being the only person in there. Other than the, you know, as you come in, you got the calf. Once past them doors, I was the only one in there, and it was quite an experience. And I think that added to the eeriness as well, because if you've got people around you, you don't feel so alone. And yeah, to have the place to myself was pretty cool. But again, that's Cornwall in winter. Admittedly, when I was leaving, there was a few people coming in and whatnot. So, I mean, it's not completely dead, but to be there first thing in the morning when they open, and to be the only one in there, was pretty cool. So there's that to sort of consider if you want to, you know, have a bit more of the place to yourself. Then basically get down here in winter, or make sure you're here first thing, really. But I really enjoyed it, and it's my first visit to Bodmin Jail, and I kind of wanted to get a feel for it before I went on the overnight ghost hunt down there, which will be a video in a couple of months, maybe even a couple of weeks. I'll see how it goes. But oh, excuse me, I think having the ghost hunt being £80, I'd like to think you get to see a bit more, and get to go a few more places. And having the door up the top, the 4th or the 5th floor, saying off limits, it just intrigued me even more. I want to know what's behind that door, but I don't know. But certain places of it just felt too touristy, if you like. They've just gone overboard with the music and the lights, and you know, the LED colour changing lights and things. I just think it didn't need that. I think to get the best out of the place, yeah, the history's great because it tells you so much about the place, and that's why a lot of people will go, and that's why I wanted to go. I wanted to know, you know, the backstory and some of the people that were executed there and things like that. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword, really. I mean, you've got the people that want to go there for the purest experience, and then you've got the people that want to go there for the history. And I don't suppose you can really please both sides of that. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great day out, and I think if you weren't doing a video like this, perhaps you could spend a bit more time in there, read every single exhibit, and really enjoy your day. And it's not to say I didn't enjoy it at all. And you know, I think to have the place to myself was the best bit, and that's why I just love Cornwall in winter, because near enough everywhere you go, which is still open in the winter, is pretty much dead. So that's pretty cool. Now obviously things like Tintagel Castle, which does close through the winter, obviously you can't really help that. I think, you know, if there's no tourists coming in, the money's not there. But Bodmin Jail seems to bloom all year round, and they've always got something going on there. They do ghost hunts, like I said, guided tours. There's a restaurant there which is absolutely amazing, coffee shop, and they also do like film nights, scary film nights and things. So there's always plenty of things to do there. So the link for their website's going to be in the description, so you can see exactly what they do and the various costs and things. And I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe, so there's going to be plenty more of these sort of videos coming up, as well as all sorts of other stuff. And I will see you on the next video.